you're in the building don't mean you're going to get it. How many times you went to school and you heard of something and heard a thought and your teacher was sharing something and you just couldn't get it? And probably some of you was trying to be a class clown when you were supposed to get the information. And it wasn't attractive to you. It wasn't appealing to you. Because you predetermined that I really don't need that. What do I need algebra for? They don't place to take my algebra. But if you get algebra, you can get addition and subtraction and multiplication and division. It makes up algebra. So you sit here and say, well, I don't really need Hebrew or Greek. I don't really need to get a thesaurus or dictionary. I really got to do all that work?
Well, that comes down to then picking and choosing what you want.
Yep.
Which means if you begin to pick and choose what you want, you'll never be made whole.
Come on now. I call it picket fences. I go to the scripture, I pick it. And you know, some of us, how you know, in the natural we pick it. You know, you ever seen the people picketing certain places and establishments that they're no longer in agreement with, and they start picking, and you have a picket line? So we come to church and we start picking through the scriptures. We pick and choose what we want. Thinking like we know what's best for us. And we're going to get to that point because, well, it did say they came sitting before him. And so they recognized the anointing on Elisha. So they knew whatever Elijah was offering them was going to be acceptable. Some of us here still haven't figured out if I'm their pastor or not. And that's the reason why we get wild gourds. That's the reason why we become wild vine, which we're going to talk about pretty soon. That's the reason why our consumption is off. That's why we're eating things that don't even make for our own peace. We're going through scripture. We got Facebook favorites, favorite quotes, favorite people, favorite ministries. We got favorite TV program, we got favorite blog radio, we got favorite this and favorite that. And now the local church is lacking because we spend all our energies outside the house.
But then too, let me
get that real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Did y'all get what I just said? Sometimes because we haven't put all our energies into the house that we belong to, and we've looked outside the house, looked away from the very thing that God has planted us in, and then it begins to draw on our heart, and we have a divided allegiance. And God, I'm telling you, God is restoring the local church.
Now, the thing I was thinking about is that it has a lot to do too with people's taste and desire not changing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know, you still desire the old. You know, you still look at the old and say that this is. I mean, and it has a lot to do with marking off, having a mark of
demarcation.
You only said you wanted to go so far. So because you say you only want to go so far, you have really no desire to change. You have really no desire to want anything different. And if you don't find a need for anything, then you'll never want to do anything different.
Powerful. That's powerful. And you know what? And folks haven't figured out that their immaturity or their weakness or their lack thereof in expressing their spirituality is an indictment twofold on them and the house they belong to. We don't think we're connected to both, but yeah, it does. It sends a message to the world. It sends a message to your family. It sends a message to your children. It sends a message to those that are around you in your circle. When you refuse to do what you know you need to do, because they know what you're supposed to do because it come out of your mouth. And you share what God is showing you. I know you do. And they're going to hold you accountable to the very thing that come out of your mouth. Okay, that's the whole message.
Yeah, but people believe that that's only true to leaders. See, because they hold leaders with that responsibility.
Yeah.
But they don't know that they held responsible, that we're leaders because of you all. See, we're only leaders because we have to lead somebody. You know, so you all, and you may be in a time of being led, but you can't never lead. I mean, you can never be a leader until you first learn to be led. So we had to also learn to be led by people too.
And still being led.
Yes, sir.
I have no problem. Look, trust me, I have no problem on being led. As long as I know they're connected to my destiny. God, that's not even a voice in my head to come up against them. I know in my spirit, my wife will tell you, she knows that she sees me on the phone talking and sharing